Hello everyone, my name is Nisha and I am the YogicAmnesiac. So today's routine is a New Year routine. I know it's a week late, I guess. I should have done it last week, but it's happening this week. It's a little bit longer. It's all about checking in with your body, thinking about where you are, where you want to be, setting goals for this year. But as you do that, keep in mind there are things you're also going to be good at and things that you are doing well. So also make note of those. Keep those positive thoughts going. Don't let yourself get all negative. And we're going to start this year out great. We're going to start it refreshed. We're going to have a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to a super awesome year. So let's get on the mat, have a little fun, and get started. So today we're going to start standing in the middle of our mats. Get your feet about hip width apart. If you're curious about that, I have a video all about Tadasana to check out for alignment. But feet about hip width apart, stand up nice and tall, roll the shoulders back, close your eyes here. Inhale, exhale. If you'd like, you can let your arms stay by your side. You can bring them into a prayer pose at your chest with your thumbs at your sternum. This is going to be our replacement for what we would usually do as a seated breathing. Today we're doing standing breathing. Use this as a moment to reflect on how your body is feeling, if you have any aches and pains anywhere. If standing is very hard for you, you can absolutely sit down. Think if you're feeling wobbly, if you feel like your alignment is out of whack, but you look like you have good alignment, sometimes that's a hint that we need to work on improving alignment throughout the day. But also take this moment to clear your mind, let go of anything. Like I said, this is New Year yoga, so we want to start fresh. We want to start with clear, happy minds. Take lots of deep breaths here, relax. When you're ready, you can open your eyes slowly. If you'd like, you could still keep your eyes shut even, and I'll do my best to talk us through what we're doing here. Exhale, release your arms down by your side. Inhale, bring them up and overhead. And you can bring them palms together here. You can interlace some of your fingers and leave your pointer fingers up as well. And we'll lean over to the right side. Be mindful that you're not pushing all your weight to the left. Your weight is evenly distributed. You're keeping that left shoulder back. This is just as much a strength pose as it is a balance pose or stretch. Keep both feet firmly planted on the ground. Check in with your knees. You're not locking your knees. Inhale, come up, back to center. Stretch up here, reach up your arms. Get lots of space in all your vertebrae. And exhale, lean over to the left. This is a pose where you might find one side is easier. One side might be tighter. I find it's easier to stand in the pose in this side, but my right side of my body gets more of a stretch here. Again, we're not putting all our weight to the right. We have our weight evenly distributed on both feet. You are using your muscles to stand here. Knees aren't locked. Ooh, my knee cracked. I wonder if you could hear that. And we'll inhale and come up. Exhale, let the hands come down. Since we're here, we might as well stretch out our arms a little, see how our shoulders are feeling. So bring your right arm up with your palm facing in. Hook your left arm around the outside and bring that across your chest. You should just be getting a nice little shoulder stretch here, nothing extreme. Sometimes it's nice to move around in this pose. And this is a good pose to think, how are my shoulders feeling? Are they tight? Is my arm out here and I'm getting a stretch? Am I not getting a stretch at all? This is just figuring out where our bodies are. Exhale, release your arms, shake it out a little. Inhale, same thing on the other side. Left hand up, right arm comes around and pulls it across your chest. We breathe here, move a little again if you'd like. Check in with your feet. Your feet should still be firmly planted like you're in Tadasana. There's a lot to think about in this pose because we're standing. You can get complacent when you're sitting, but standing forces you to be fully engaged. Exhale, release your arms down. I had to go grab a strap for this next one so I can show it with a modification. So from this pose, it's called cow face, which we've absolutely done before, but I don't think I've ever shown the modification before. So the pose, if you have the flexibility, is right arm comes up, palm facing forward, bring it up and over, and pat yourself on the back, bending your elbow. Left hand goes out with the palm facing back and bring it down and up. And you'll see, if you can and you have the flexibility, you can grab your fingertips here and get a nice stretch in. If you don't have the flexibility, I like to throw one strap over my shoulder, grab the top of the strap with my right hand here, and use my left hand to grab the bottom. And this way you can slowly work your hands together and you don't have to feel a strain, and it's much easier than pushing yourself if you can't do it. You know, I'm actually getting a stretch using the strap and I can grab my hands. So if you just want to use the strap because you have it or because you can, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure you do the same thing on both sides. So here in cow face, keep the pelvis tucked. People have a tendency in this pose to arch their low back, throw their butts out a little, but keep that up, and you want to keep your body nice and straight. Your pelvis over your feet, not out way behind you. Don't let your arm push your head forward. Keep that elbow back, don't let it come down. And release those arms. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. If you found you like that strap, throw it over the left shoulder or hold it in your left hand here. We bring the left hand up, palm facing forward, up and over, straight up, bend the elbow, pat yourself on the back. Right hand comes out, palm facing back, bring it down and under, and grab your fingertips or work that right hand up the strap. Until you feel a stretch, no pushing it too far, just find a nice comfortable stretch. And perhaps you're already setting goals for yourself. You want to be able to grab your fingertips in this pose. You want to feel comfortable in this pose. Maybe you wish your shoulders were a little bit looser. They're too tight. And while we do take this moment to analyze ourselves and come up with goals, just be mindful you're not being overcritical of yourself and putting yourself down, because there's nothing wrong with limitations. We all have them. It's a matter of how you think about them as goals as opposed to hindrances or being a negative thing. So check in, think about where you'd like to be in your practice, where you are now. Maybe you're totally happy with your cow face. You're thinking, yeah, I got this one. I like this. I'm happy with this. That's also not an excuse to not work on these poses though. Alright, and release your hands here. Set them down, shake them out a little bit. And now that your shoulders are a little warmed up, let's warm up the neck a little bit. No, it's not going from top to bottom, but that's fine. So we'll drop our right ear to our right shoulder here. And this is another pose you might find that the moment your right ear goes to your right shoulder, all your weight goes to your right side. Don't let that happen. Keep those feet, both of them, bearing all your weight equally on both feet. Breathe here. Bring your head up to neutral. Left ear to left shoulder. You may even find that it's harder to stand on one side than the other. Your neck is tighter on one side. Bring your head up to neutral. This time bring your chin to your chest. And don't slouch in this pose. Keep your shoulders up and just tilt your head down. Let it just relax down. Don't force it down. Bring your head up slowly, and then tilt your head back. And this time we're not throwing our head back as far as we can. We're not arching our whole spine. We're just looking up with the head. Getting a little bit of a stretch in the front of the throat and the skin on the front of our neck. And then we look forward again. Now let's make a couple circles where we drop our ear to our right shoulder, chin to chest, left ear, left shoulder, nose to the ceiling, right ear to right shoulder, chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder, nose to ceiling, and we'll switch. Go back, left ear to left shoulder, chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder, look up, go to the left, down, right, up, and look forward. Alright, now that we've got these big muscles loosened up, let's try a pose that might be weird for some people. So we're going to step out our feet nice and wide. You can do this with your feet together. I just always feel like I'm going to fall over. Clasp your hands behind your back, nothing fancy, just like this, but behind your back. You may find you need to bend your legs in this pose for a little bit more support. Absolutely fine. We'll bend forward slowly and then bring our arms up and let them come over our head as far as they can. This is a really good pose to test your range of motion. A lot of people can only come about this far forward and only bring their arms up this far. Maybe they aren't even that far. And then some of us can come even farther and bring our arms a little bit farther down. A lot of that has to do with your natural bone structure. Some people just will not bring their arms up that far. It just doesn't work for their bodies. And maybe you are feeling a really big stretch there and you're thinking, ooh, my shoulders are really tight. To come out of this pose, bend your knees a little and kind of bring your chest and arms back. Bring your chest up, your arms down. We bend our knees to help protect our back because you can strain your back just coming straight up. Walk our feet together, shake it out. Take a moment here to breathe. Come into a Tadasana for a second. Think about how your body's feeling. You might be now setting new goals for your practice, thinking about where you want to be in your practice. All right. From here, we're going to turn on our mats and come to face the short edge. We're going to do a couple of sun salutations here. I usually do a little bit of a modified sun salutation, which makes it a little bit easier to follow along, I find, then it's not super fast-paced. So we're gonna do this, and we'll start out nice and slow so no one has to freak out, and hopefully I'll be able to switch sides each time, but I don't have anyone here to tell me if I've done left or right, so make sure you switch which leg goes back each time. Alright, so stand here nice and tall, really ground the feet. Inhale, bring the hands up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward into a forward fold. Keep those knees nice and soft. Let your back be rounded. Inhale, come into a flat back position. Exhale, roll on forward again. Alright, from here we're going to step our right foot back. So this is where you're going to switch your legs every time if I don't remember. It'll be right foot back this time. Next time we could do a sun salutation, it'll be our left foot back. So come into a low lunge here. And take a moment maybe to just stretch it out a little since we're here. Alright, send that other foot back. Take a moment to inhale here. Exhale, come into a little chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, we'll go into a downward facing dog. And every time I do a sun salutation, I always take a few extra breaths here. Inhale as you look towards your hands. Exhale, bring that left foot forward. If you need to scoot it forward or set that right knee down to get it forward, go there. Bring your other right foot forward. Inhale. Exhale, relax forward into your forward fold. Inhale, come on up into a flat back again. Exhale, relax forward. And then inhale and slowly roll up. Bring those arms up all the way to the ceiling. And then exhale, bring your hands to your chest. If you get a little lightheaded in this, be careful. Be mindful of that. And come up really slowly if you need to. I'll be sure to wait here a little while so people can take their time and get our bearings again. Alright, so we're going to do another one. We'll do a few more just to see how our bodies are feeling. Alright, so we inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, come up into a flat back. Exhale, relax forward. Inhale, left leg back. See, I remembered. Maybe get a little stretch here since we did it on the other side. Inhale, send that right foot back. Exhale, do a little chaturanga here. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few moments to breathe. Inhale, look up at those hands. Exhale, bring that right foot all the way forward or scoot it forward however you need to. Inhale, bring the left foot forward. Exhale, relax forward, soft forward fold. Inhale, do a flat back again. Exhale, relax forward. And inhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Bring those arms all the way up. And then exhale, hands in prayer pose at the heart. It's surprisingly hard to do those while talking. Alright, so we'll do one more on each side. I say each side, but you don't really do much to switch sides. And if you've already been thinking about, oh, where is this hard? Why do I find this so hard? Everyone finds chaturangas hard. Don't worry about that. Maybe this time think about what you can do well in this. And you know what? If you're rocking Tadasana, that's pretty great. Alright, let's start our next round. So exhale completely. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, send that right foot back, scoot it back however you need to. Exhale, right foot back, or left foot back. Get both of your feet back. Take a breath here. Exhale, do a little chaturanga to the best of your ability. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Inhale, look up at those hands. Exhale, bring that left foot all the way forward. Inhale, right foot forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up into a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, come up nice and slow. All the way up. Bring those arms up with you. Take your time. Exhale, hands in prayer pose at the heart. Take a few moments here. If you're feeling a little dizzy, don't rush it. Take your time. Last one. Come on, we can do it. All right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left foot back. Exhale, right foot back. Take a moment to breathe. Exhale, get into our little mini chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Inhale, look up at your hands. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhale, relax forward into a forward fold. Inhale, flat back, straight legs. Exhale, relax forward. Inhale, roll on up, take your time. All the way up, bring those arms up. And exhale, bring the hands down to prayer position. Release your hands here. Step back, come to the center of the mat. Roll it out, relax. And we're going to do another Tadasana here for a minute. Roll the shoulders back. Plant the feet hip width apart. Inhale. Exhale. Think about that sun salutation. Think about what we're going to work on this year. Think about what you can do well already. And what you want to work on might not even be physical. It could be, I want to work on clearing my mind. I want to work on being happier, being calmer. Maybe it's not even related to yoga at all. Anything is fine. All right, let's open our eyes slowly. And from here, we're gonna do a quick tree because we gotta check in with our balance since we're checking in with everything else. So really ground those feet, and we're gonna start with our right leg as the balancing leg and our left leg as the one in the air. In the air, kind of. So bring your weight to that right leg. Try to keep your hips level though. Don't immediately let that left hip drop. Keep them level. Bend that left knee, come onto your left toes. Find a spot to look at from now and do not let go of it. Fun fact, it's often called a drishti, the point that you're looking at. All right, so balance in that right leg. Really ground yourself, find the point you're looking at. Turn that left leg out. Again, hips are level here. Keep that point. Don't let your eyes dart around. I'm going to talk us through this. So left knee's turned out, left toes are still on the ground. And if this is your balance pose, that's fine. If you can, though, I encourage you to lift that left foot up and either place it on your right calf or the inside of your right thigh. Please do not set that foot on your knee, though. That is not healthy for your knee. You see people do that all the time, and I promise you that can strain your knee very badly. If you find that you can lift your foot past your calf, but you can't quite get it to your thigh, just keep doing it on your calf until your flexibility is able to let you work it up, or be very mindful, be very careful. But I will never tell you to do a tree with your foot on your knee. Bring your hands up, and I like to have my hands up like I'm a big tree here. And then you can bring them into prayer position. Really push into that right foot. Keep the weight evenly distributed. Your foot should feel a lot like you're doing Tadasana, in fact. Not collapsing anywhere. Hold it if you can. Exhale. Let that left foot come down slowly. Release the arms. And then look away from your point. I always try to look at that point for as long as you can. Looking away from it is what is going to make you fall. That or just needing to work on balance. Or sometimes we have off days. I'm having a great day right now, apparently. Usually I fall out of that, especially while talking. All right, stretch out your right foot a little here. My right leg always gets super tired. My right foot too. Alrighty, stand back into Tadasana. Find that point or pick a new point if you'd like. Ground those feet. And this time slowly transfer the weight to your left leg. Come onto your right toes. Keep these hips level. Turn the right knee out. Be mindful you're not locking your standing leg in this pose. You don't want that knee to be thrown back completely. You want good circulation in that leg. You don't want to be putting all this stress on your knee joint. And now lift up that right leg, bring it to your calf. If you can, bring it all the way up. Whoop. Bring those arms up. Make your nice big branches. You're a tree. No breeze will knock you down. Or maybe a breeze will. It's fine if you fall down. Trees fall down. But they get back up. Bring those hands into prayer pose at the heart. Thumbs at the sternum. Wiggle those left toes if they're gripping into the mat. I get some terrible pleasure out of telling people to wiggle their toes when they're gripping. Breathe here. Be strong in that left leg. You got this. Woo. My tree is experiencing a small storm, but it stayed grounded. If you need to be at a wall for your tree, that's absolutely fine if you're having a bad day. All right, and slowly release that right foot down. Release your hands. Don't worry about it if your foot was already on the ground. Stretch out those legs a little. Well, I'm having a great tree day today, minus that one little storm I experienced. But like I said, if you need to use a wall to do your tree, you absolutely can. You can place a hand on it. I've also seen people lean their butts slightly against it. That having that little stability can really make a huge difference. It's just a little safety blanket. All right, here, so take a moment, Tadasana. And I promise we're going to the ground now. So inhale, bring those arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. And if you're facing the short edge of your mat and you want to go through a downward facing dog, we absolutely can, but I think you've done enough downward facing dogs. So just sit that booty on down. Find a nice comfortable seated position here. Let's take a moment here to sit, relax, get comfortable. Find out if you like this seated position at all. We won't sit like this for too long. We will start stretching out again. So if you're in a position that you're not a big fan of, so long as it's not hurting you, maybe you can just bear through it for a second. Alrighty. So bring the soles of our feet together here. We're going to do a little bit of stretching out. Sit up nice and tall. Give yourself a little foot massage. Your feet just did some serious work. Balance poses can really do a number on your feet. They're not bad for your feet. Your feet will just feel tired sometimes. But stretch them out. This is our thank you to our feet for everything they do for us. Which is quite a lot when you think about it. Lean forward slightly. If you'd like, you could continue playing with your feet. Keep your back nice and flat here. I always encourage people to go into these first with a flat back because that really shows you where your true limit of flexibility is. Then relax forward. And I put an emphasis on the relax forward. You don't want your spine to be reaching and your shoulders to be hunched forward. You are honestly just relaxing forward. And if you don't have the flexibility to really come forward relaxed, then totally stay with a flat back. I like to tell people who are very stiff and can barely make it past here, just stick with that flat back, because chances are if you start rounding, you might actually be overexerting your spine. Breathe here. Let those legs stretch out. Move around a little. Like I've been saying, this is all about feeling where you are and how you're feeling. And maybe you're just even having a bad day today and you just want to do a little check-in with your body. That's totally fine. All right, push on up. Bring those knees together. Send them out nice and wide. We've done so many forward folds with our legs together. We're going to do a wide-legged one here. Sit up nice and tall here, and this is the same rule I always say, flat back first. And if you can't really go very far with that flat back, maybe just stick with it. But sit up nice and tall, relax your shoulders down, and come forward with that flat back to the best of your ability. And then relax forward slightly. Really stretch out your legs here. They've done quite a bit of work, so it's always good to stretch out a little after you've done some work. Through these stretches, it's a good idea to kind of think about where you are, where you're going, or just clear your mind. I'm going to start letting things wind down a little bit now, so you don't have to worry about doing too many hard poses. Push on up from that forward fold. Turn your body to face that right leg. Ooh, I have something on my foot. So turn your body to face that right leg and roll on forward. Relax here. Keep that same integrity in your back. Keep these feet flexed. Protect those knees. Let this pose be nice and relaxed. It's a chill pose. And push on up. Turn your body to face the other leg and roll on forward. This is a pose where I always find that everyone seems to have huge differences on both sides. Or not huge, but you always feel a difference. And I absolutely feel a difference. This side of my body is so much tighter for some reason. Breathe here. Try to relax a little bit, but keep those feet flexed. Keep a little bit of your muscles working. And come on, push on up. Bring those legs together. And we're going to do a quick side stretch. I know we did one standing, but sometimes that one's just not enough to loosen up your back since your muscle works so much. Unless your legs are super tight, then that one might be way better for you. So I like to do this cross-legged pose, but you can do Virasana here or kneeling on your knees. I like this, but I find it's easier to do it in this with your cross-legged. It keeps everything closer to the ground, makes it easier. If you're in Virasana or kneeling, you might need to put your hand on a block, raise it up a little, makes it a little bit easier. Alright, so set that right hand off your right hip. Slowly lean your body to the right as you bring that left hand up and overhead. Come into a seated side stretch. Keep this left hip on the ground, left sit bone on the ground. Don't let it come peeling on up. That's got to stay down. Keep your shoulders stacked one on top of the other. And if you can only come so far, your arm is completely straight, that's fine. If you could come and rest on your elbow, I find that's really nice once you have the flexibility to stretch and rest on your elbow. Makes this pose so much lazier. Alright, inhale, come on up. Exhale, relax. Send that left hand next to the left hip. Lean on over to the left and bring that right hand up and over. Same thing again. Right hip, right sit bone is staying on that ground. It's not going anywhere. Keep those shoulders stacked one on top of the other. You might notice that I actually turn my hand that I'm supporting forward a little bit. If I have it out like this, it totally hurts my shoulder. You can do that if you'd like, but for my shoulders it does not work. Breathe here, get a nice long stretch. A lot of times we forget to stretch out the side of our body, and it feels super good. All right, inhale, come on up. And we're gonna do a seated twist now. And there's two variations depending on your flexibility, but they have the same exact end result. I like to bring my left foot into my right hip, right foot out to the top of my left thigh. The other variation, which I don't think I've done, so I'm going to do this variation in a video, is left leg out straight, right foot comes on over. If you have trouble sitting cross-legged, this is probably a better option for you, just because your knee might be lifting or you're battling with all sorts of things. This can be so much easier, and your butt is easier on the floor. It's so different. So from here, you can hook your left arm around your right knee. You can bring that left arm to the top of your right thigh, whichever works. Plant that right hand just kind of behind you, off to the right-ish area, behind and to the right. Sit up nice and tall and use your arms to slowly pull your body to the right, and then turn your head to the right to look over your right shoulder. Keep this left foot flexed. Sit up nice and tall, breathe. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, maybe you can twist a little deeper. Some people will feel less of a stretch in their back, and they feel less going on in their back, and they'll feel it in the right hip. In this pose, it would be in your right hip, kind of upper right thigh or the side of your right thigh. That's just stretching out other muscles, which don't get stretched out very often either. So if you feel a stretch there, that's totally fine. You're doing it right. Inhale, exhale, starting with our head. We turn our head first to come forward, then we turn our bodies, and then we release our legs out. We're going to switch sides here, so if you want to bring your right foot to the outside of your left hip, you can. Or you can keep that right foot straight, cross the left leg over, plant it on the ground, flex the right toes. Find how you like your arms to help you turn your body, plant the left hand behind you, sit up nice and tall and turn those bodies, your shoulder, and then your head, and look over your left shoulder. As you inhale, sit up nice and tall. And as you exhale, maybe you'll be able to twist a little bit deeper. All right, inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, starting at the head, slowly unravel everything. Starting at the top, work your way down. Shake those legs out. Come onto your back. Flip your legs so you're facing the short edge of your mat. Come onto your back here. And we're going to try stretching out those muscles that I just said didn't really get stretched out. So with your knees planted on the ground, or your feet, sorry, your feet planted on the ground, your knees are bent. Lying back, we're going to lift up that right leg, cross that right ankle over our left thigh, and maybe you're getting a stretch here, or maybe you can send your hands through and grab the top of your shin or the back of your left thigh. and bring the whole thing in. Flex both your feet here. It's really important to keep this right foot flexed in this pose to protect this right knee. So please do that. Don't hurt yourself. It's not worth it. Breathe here. Let those muscles stretch out. You can also use a strap in this pose, actually. And since I have one, why don't I demonstrate it? You can bring it around the back of this left thigh and bring it in, but keep those shoulders relaxed back. Or you can bring it to the top of your shin. Again, keep those shoulders relaxed back. This might be easier if you find when you try to grab your shin like this, your shoulders come up very far, because you do want them relaxed back in any version of this pose. But this is very helpful for people who are really stiff or people with larger bodies. Sometimes it can be hard to grab or uncomfortable to grab here. Or maybe you just like it. Maybe you just want to switch up how you hold onto your leg today. Alright, set that leg on down. And we're going to switch sides. So bring that left knee into your chest, cross it over your right thigh, lift your right leg up and off the mat, if you can. If you're getting a stretch here, totally stay here. You can also do this pose with your foot against a wall, and it feels really nice, because you can be totally lazy and let your arms just relax back, or you could just let your leg do a lot of the work and push on here and let your body relax. Keep both feet flexed. Like I said, definitely want this left foot flexed in this pose. Relax here. Stretch out those muscles. These muscles do so much work in the side of your hips and your buttocks area, and we never stretch them. And they will thank you for it. A lot of hip injuries involve stretching out these muscles. I've heard people with back injuries need to stretch out the muscles. They do so much for your body. Alright. And release everything down. Both feet flat on the ground. My nose is tickling me today. Sorry if I keep touching it. Alright, from here we're going to lift that right foot up, bring that right knee into the chest, extend the left leg flat on the ground. I always like to remind people that this pose is called wind relieving pose. Breathe here. Relax. We're just trying to wind down a little bit. Take our time. This is a good time to check in with all the little parts of your body. Check in with how they're feeling. Alright, bend that left knee. Send that right foot back on down to be with its buddy, your left foot. Bend your left hip, bring that left knee into your chest. Send your right foot out nice and long. Do the same thing on the other side. Do a little body check-in. Think about how you're feeling. Breathe here. Relax a little bit. You've earned it. Alright, bring that right foot back, send that left foot down, and from here, extend both of your legs out. Let your arms come out, and we're coming into Shavasana. As I always say, if you want to add on another something to this routine, now's a good time. If you're looking for more of a workout, you can always try out my core workout or upper body workout now. Or we can call this the end of our practice. Lay back, relax, let your body feel heavy. Think about how you feel, what you want to work on. Also think about what you did well though, because I'm sure you did great in some of the poses. And thank your body for holding you up and for one more awesome year. Namaste.